Why should you refinance property in a high interest rate, or I should say a rising interest rate real estate market? I mean, I think it's a decent question. It's only fair to ask, why should I buy or why should I refinance now? Let's look at the reasons for buying. Let's say, for example, you're out looking at property and you discover that your brother's best friend called you and said, I would like to sell my property, and I'll give it to you for X amount of dollars. Maybe he'll give that property to you for 700,000. Maybe that property has a market value of 950, and you know it. But he really just wants to give it to someone that he knows, and he'll sell it to you for more than a fair price. And you look at your partner or your accountant, and you say, you know what, this is a great deal. I run across I look a gift horse in the mouth. So you decide you want to go after this property. What stops you cold may be the interest rate. There are things you can do about it. And I'd like you to write this down. You ever heard of a 40-year mortgage? 40-year mortgage. A mortgage with a 40-year term. Oh, Gail, please. I don't want to take 40 years to pay off the mortgage. No, you won't have to. 40 years simply means that you'll pay less in terms of your principal and interest each month, because the longer the term is, the less you'll pay. So let's look at this another way. A 40-year payment will be lower than a 30-year payment. A 30-year payment will be lower, much less, than a 20. And a 15 would be more so than a 20 years. So the longer you have to pay, the smaller your payment would be because you have more time. So imagine a 50-year term, and they do have them. It would be even less. You'll pay maybe anywhere from, I'd say, 5 to 10% less. Put it this way, on a $150,000 loan, right? You may save something like $159 a month on a 40-year term. On a 300, you may save $300 a month on a 40-year term, depending upon the interest rate that you receive. All right? So that's a 40-year term. Suppose you do a 40-year term. You're going to have a lower interest rate, or you're going to have a lower payment, I should say. You're doing this because interest rates are on the rise. It's going to be fixed. All right? Now, we know in many states, we no longer have to worry about a prepayment penalty. All right? So suppose you did an interest-only loan with a 40-year term. Hello. Interest only is going to be much less. Why? Because obviously you aren't paying principal. You see? So now you have an interest-only loan with a 40-year term. All right? So now you're saving about maybe 400, 350, depending on the balance of the loan. But you can be saving quite a bit. And don't forget, for many of you, you aren't afraid, you've got the guts, you can always do an adjustable rate mortgage. An adjustable rate mortgage. That will allow you to get into the property with a lower rate. Maybe it will be fixed for a year, 2 years. You can do it like that. And maybe by the time you're ready to come out of it, to refinance into a fixed rate mortgage, rates will have gone down. Because let's face it, and I'm not going to tell you anything that I think is not accurate or close enough to the truth to repeat. The professionals are saying, Realtor.com, Redfin.com, they're saying that interest rates will probably be on the rise for a while. And they'll be with us for a while. Why? Because President Joe Biden, along with the Treasury, this government is trying to sit on inflation and keep us from going into a recession. And this is why interest rates are rising. All right. Will they always be high? Of course not. If you know anything about the real estate market, you understand rates go up, they go down. But in this case, if you see property and it's a really good deal, talk to your mortgage rep, your loan officer about, hey, what about a 40-year mortgage? Hey, what about an adjustable rate mortgage that stays fixed for 2, 3 years? Wow, you know what? Why not do an interest-only loan? This way you get into the property, you get that good deal. It doesn't pass you by, and now you're in it. You can enjoy it, and you know that within 2, 3 years, maybe less, depending on the market, you can refinance for a lower rate, therefore having a lower mortgage payment. If you have any questions about this, I'm here live, 201-759-2421. You may also text me at 551-276-9932. And don't forget to visit our real estate, Real Talk Real Estate Matters website. And that's realtalkrealestatematters.com, www.realtalkrealestatematters.com. And I'd love to receive your email, and I love your questions, and I love answering them. And so just keep them coming. Group 26, and that is the real estate